Shipped everything over to Mexico. That's
There's
how
a
it rolls.
tariff on fucks now. I understand.
Shipped everything over to Mexico.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, we should.
So, how's your guys' week been?
Oh, okay. We're trying to dissuade a friend from Germany not to bring his wife over. Not exactly the safest time to have somebody, I believe she is of Turkish descent. So if a Canadian can get grabbed at our border, a person of
Hmm.
Turkish descent can be grabbed very easily at our border.
Yeah. Yeah. Except that Trump likes Erdogan.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
okay.
true. Well, my fear though, because they're gonna they have in order to get here, they have to have all their papers in order. So they're all in order.
Yeah.
And he's all like, "We're just coming for a trip. It's gonna be fine. We'll leave. It'll be fine." So I'm like, "Great. I bet it will be." But all it takes is one asshole who looks him over and goes, "There's a white guy. He's with this pretty wife, pissed off and that." And all he has to do is find a fault with her visa, and then she's under arrest because she just spent a week in the United States illegally, according to whatever bullshit he finds if he wants to. So my fear is that we are we're if we're not there yet, we are certainly approaching there, and I would hate for him to be caught
Oh
up.
no, we are all there. We are
Okay, well then,
all the way there.
right, right. Well, do you see what I mean? Like, some jealous guy because this guy's a little older and his
I think what you mean is like the average American.
yeah, right,
Yes.
right. And we're petty. We can be petty, and I think
We are the masters of petty.
right, and I think he wouldn't have to know she's Turkish. He just hears that she has an accent, and she's a younger girl, and just be like, do the math and find a way to fuck with them and take his happiness away because people are awful. So I'm worried about that. So I figure as long as I told him, then if this horrible thing happens, it's not on me, right? But I figured I should at
Yes,
least.
it is. It is all your fault. It is only your fault. No one else's fault but yours.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad you agree, though. So I guess that would be similar advice that you would give.
Yeah, and it's quite the it's a weird process now. He's got to put up money to get some sort of form to allow them to come in, but then it's not guaranteed that they'll get the form or the money back. It's non-refundable.
Yeah,
So I don't know if that's the Germans making money off this or the Americans making money
That's
off.
that totally sounds like something the Americans would do.
it kind
Yeah,
of does, doesn't
it
it?
does. Yeah, it's a
Feels
money
like
making
it. It's
operation.
like a lottery
Yeah,
based on if you would
Yep.
be able to. That sounds us.
yeah,
Yep.
that's our brand.
So
That
yeah.
is totally on America's brand there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So the Houthis touched the boats, and America said, "Stop touching my boats!" and blew some shit up
Oh, I didn't know that. When did that happen? Last night? This morning?
this week.
This week? Oh, I
All
didn't
this week
get the Houthi news. Did you get the Houthi news?
No, somebody blew some shit up.
Yeah, apparently we did.
because they were trying to touch boats, our
Oh,
boats,
oh,
our boats.
huh.
And I think everybody knows. And if you don't know, you can ask Japan.
Don't hands off.
Don't touch the boats.
Hands off.
Don't touch our
Oh,
boats.
so a
Would
lesson
they
was
would they hit
learned.
him with rockets or?
Fucking lots of them, and sent in bunches of F-18s.
Yeah,
Good
yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Good stuff.
You'd have thought they'd have learned a long time ago, but nobody seems to want to learn anything anymore.
Pirates got a pirate.
Pirates count pirate. You're right. That's so
Oh,
wild.
this is not even pirate. This is just like we don't want your stuff in our seaway.
Well, I'm just waiting for us to take Panama back. So it's going to come.
Our sworn enemy.
Our sworn enemy
Our
of
sworn enemy Panama
it's
and
like,
our other sworn enemy Canada.
yeah,
Their
yeah,
flappy heads.
Those pricks have been asking for it for a while.
I know, right?
Yeah, did you see? Was there something also that the Germans grabbed a Soviet oil tanker?
They actually, yeah, they rammed it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it was like kind of floating in their waters or something, or kind of crossed a boundary of some kind. They're like,
They had a floater.
fuck no, and we're gonna grab this. And then they did. And then I think they made it into, didn't they it's part of the sanctions now, right? Like they
Yeah.
can throw that into the sanction fund. Yeah.
They, they absconded with a Russian thing.
A Russian oil tanker was trying to work its way through, I don't know
Ooh.
what body of water it was, but it
Wow, that's
it crossed some German
ooh.
lines, and the Germans are like, you know what, fuck you, we're gonna grab this.
Yikes.
Mike.
Ooh.
Yep, yep. Oh, that's a good one. Did you see that meme? That's a pretty funny one. I just want to get this straight, just up front. You want Germany to raise an army to march through Poland to fight Russia. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, right.
Before anything goes down, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I'm hearing you correctly.
Yeah, so I guess somebody's still putting up a fight against the Russians.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, what else did I hear that was funny this week? Oh, yeah. Apparently we're no longer going to have a Department of Education.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to put the education of our kids in the hands of the dumbest states.
It's
You
great,
know,
right?
With the
as
high
if,
scores.
We're strong as the weakest link. Yeah. Wait a minute. We're smart as the dumbest. It's not gonna work out very well.
Should have got more classes.
also apparently Penn got fined or
Yeah.
lost,
A lot of money.
was it 175 million or billion?
It was, I
Is
thought it
a-
was millions, but
They still
who knows? I mean, they make so much
Who
money.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah,
It was lots of money. There
a
was
lot
lots
of
of money.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of money. Jaw-dropping
And
amount of money. And then they promised other institutions are going to be seeing those cuts as those things as well because they don't like politics in the
apparently,
wokeness universities.
Danny was telling me that the all of our student loan shit
Mm-hmm.
is going to be processed through the SBA.
Yeah, Business Association. Isn't that terrible?
Wow.
Like,
Insane. Absolutely insane.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like the concept makes no sense to me.
They want to make money off you guys. It's a business. That's what they're saying. They're literally like, oh, here's what we're going to do. We're going to treat it like it was a legit, like a business expense. And we're going to, instead of giving you the pass that Gen Xers enjoyed, which they treated us like we were, I mean, you should have had that too, right? Like we got, there were Pell Grants and
Yeah, almost
Right.
everything of mine is paid off or forgiven.
Yes, yes. And
good.
fixed rate loans,
Good.
fixed, like they didn't change the market.
Yeah.
That's all you had to pay. And then all of a sudden they gave that all away. So it's terrible. So it makes sense that it would be business because it was predatory lending, and of course the government wants to make money out of it.
I think we owe like 35 on Danny's or
That's
something
not
like
so
that.
bad. 3,500.
1,000.
Oh God, I hate to hear that. And the interest varies, right?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure.
Might have you
I
might
don't, I,
sometimes you pay it
'cause
out and then another loan gets
because we've been on deferred for a while,
right.
you know.
Paid for that. Yeah. Sometimes a company buys your loan and then it becomes fixed.
Yeah. So we've been on deferred for a while, so
So have
like we're gonna lose that probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Have you gotten
right.
any information from them yet, or this is just from the news?
I think this is Danny from the news because
Right.
you know she pays more attention to that than I am, and she gets all the emails because
Right.
it's
Oh, yeah.
her loan.
Right. And they defer because you're as a parent. Is that why you get to defer?
I'm not a parent, not her parent, anyways.
You know what I mean?
I'm a
Like,
parent,
household,
but
you're
not her parent.
like it's like that it changes your household. So they
Yeah,
give you a break for that. Like I know that if you get sick, they'll do that. You can defer them. If if you're back in school, they'll defer them. So there's different ways.
I think we just weren't making enough money
Gotcha.
at the time.
Right.
Still we may
Well,
or not. I
yeah.
don't know.
Right, right.
It'll depend on whether or not like they include it really all depends if they include my money
Right.
you know,
They shouldn't if you think about it,
with
but
they which they shouldn't because
shouldn't.
it's a business and it's run through a business. So
Yeah.
like fucking no. I'll have to get with my CPA on that.
Yeah. Oof.
Hey, is
Your CPA right there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck
I'm glad I
knows?
paid my loan off a while ago. I'm glad that's not my issue, but that's awful. It sucks.
Hmm.
So
so
much.
let's all, get on board and start, bowing down to the precious, the almighty, King Trump.
Right. And I know. And then
King Trump.
right, he did say that that independent news should be illegal, which I thought was
He did. He
and say
did.
that it's all corrupt
Yeah.
and it should be illegal. I thought that was very interesting. And a little, nerve-wracking for obvious reasons. Yeah, of
Because it should all be run by the state. All of it.
Mhm.
Should all be state news.
course, why not? The state knows the best news there is,
Yeah,
obviously.
obviously.
Obviously. God. Oh my God. It's just, yeah. So I'm like, it's nice to see that Bernie and AOC are bringing out the huge crowds.
It is. I still obviously have a lot of concerns with some of, their statements over the last year and a half, but like at least it's something.
Oh,
It's some sort of,
Yeah.
you know,
it's
counter to it.
people are coming out. Like Tucson had like almost 25,000 people came out, and that's a very red area. But
Yeah.
here, right?
Well, yeah,
It's
Ari-
interesting.
uh, that's Arizona, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, Arizona's always been very independent. Even like, their Republicans are, you know, they're John McCain Republicans.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
Most of them.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the DEI stuff, all the words you can't say. They canceled tree tenders type programs in
What's
urban
that?
trees,
State.
trees are too woke, so apparently the federal government is no longer funding Arbor Day Foundation. You can get a backyard tree for free every Arbor Day, and if you're in a city, and they plant street trees, but that's now no longer being funded. So that's fun.
That's like that is the dumbest.
Yeah, and there's another really
But
sad.
then, that's why they cut the Department of Education because, if you're gonna have the dumbest run in the country, you might as well produce the dumbest.
And here's something that was really sad last week. 60 Minutes covered it, but I haven't really heard it elsewhere. But the Marine Corps band,
Hmm.
so they reached out to this. There's this organization in Chicago that works with kids from different, like of Asian, Latino, non-white, pretty much. Kids that aren't represented in orchestral music, because they're all white, right?
Yeah,
And instruments are expensive, so they fund kids that play cello and other stuff, and they're really, really
that's
good.
very sweet.
And these kids are super good, right? Like they're like concert people. And
I'm
so,
always impressed with people who can play
oh yeah,
like
all the
anything.
woodwinds,
I I can't
yeah.
even play the kazoo or the recorder.
Seriously. So the U.S. Marine Corps found out about this and reached out to them last year and is like, hey, we want to do like, let's offer them the opportunity to play with the Marine Corps band, which is the U.S. bands are really good. We got super good bands. It's like a real job in the military. So they
Yeah, it is.
said, well, our plan is our part of our mission is education. So this is a where we work together. So let's do this. So they made this opportunity available for like a dozen of these kids. They tried out. It was hugely competitive. Kids from all over the greater Chicago area came out. They picked the best of the best. They spent the whole year practicing, and they were super excited that they're going to perform for the Marine Corps with the Marine Corps band, like integrated with them. They were so excited. So the kids were filming themselves. They're all so excited. And then what do you know? Come January, they were going to do it in February. come January, dipshit comes in with his anti-DEI, and the Marine
Oh,
Corps
Jesus
writes to them and says,
Christ.
"We're sorry, but we cannot do this."
What a fu
It's
what a fucking kick in the nuts.
I
Like,
know.
how low do you have to be?
horrible. It
Yeah.
was
Like,
horrible.
how fucking low? Like,
It's
what are you gonna do? Fucking start kicking cancer kids? Oh,
Right.
wait, never mind, you are.
yeah, right, right.
Oof. Good
And
God.
it was so sad, and they were so crushed. And the one beautiful thing that did happen is that because these people in the band, even though they're Marines, they actually do have heart. So, and they were prevented from playing, so they flagged their veterans, people who are no longer in the band but used to be. So all these Marine band veterans invited them to please come anyway. So they used the same, so they got to play with the Marine Corps band, not the actual Marine Corps band, but they
Yeah, but a
these
Marine Corps
Veteran
and
band.
band.
yes,
Yeah,
the people who were a representative, and they got a lot of love. And 60 Minutes came out, and then the segment ended with he's like, "Well, they were going to play to a crowd of several hundred, but tonight they play for a crowd of millions." And so they had,
Oh, that is
isn't it?
precious.
that is awesome.
It was
Yeah.
great.
I'm, dear Marine people,
Yeah.
put your crayon back in your mouth. Nope, I'm not saying y'all are precious. This is precious.
That is
Yes.
precious.
Yeah.
Right, right. So
Y'all still suck
y'all still suck. You still got an issue.
on crayons.
I get it. The Navy still signs your checks. They hate that, right? They're really in the Navy. But anyway, I'll put the link at the bottom of the thing when we're done. Just
That's
in
pretty
case
awesome,
you didn't
though.
watch it. It was really cool. I was watching it, I felt just like you. I was absolutely crushed to see these kids, and they were so how would you? Of course you would be. And you were so excited.
Absolutely. Like, what kind that is like the most shit fucking fuck.
Right?
Yeah.
Pointless.
Like,
Pointless.
there is literally no lower than you can go than fucking scamming fucking cancer patients and kicking puppies.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Matter of fact, kicking puppies might be like a step
Yeah,
above that.
right? Because you really crushed these kids' dreams. Like they were excited. They worked on it. They worked all year. You know it's not easy to do that.
No, well,
Right?
I don't have any idea because I can't fucking play a tune.
Like I don't know what yeah, like I don't know. So anyway, it was so that was a good but a sad thing. And then you saw the oh, out in Idaho, did you see that where some teacher put up, is it Idaho? This
It was
teacher put up
Idaho,
she
yes.
put up a sign in
Yeah.
her
Classroom.
classroom that said everyone is welcome here. And they have all these cute little hands in all different shades of
Yeah. I've seen something like that. Yeah.
right. Well, the school board told her to take it down
Are you kidding
because
me?
they literally said, and it
It's
gets
an
better. There are
opinion.
two things that they said were so bad. The first one was they said, not everyone believes that. So that's wrong to say it because you might be offending the person that doesn't believe this, which is just fucked up.
The
And then the
puppy kicker.
second thing they said, just let that sink in. But
Yeah.
before we hold that thought, and then the second thing the guy said, the school district guy came on, and his explanation was, it would be fine, the sign that says everyone is welcome. The problem is that all the different hands and all the different shades of human skin.
If it was just text, it would be fine.
But the fact that you represented human skin was offensive. So I think they're trying to tell
So
us,
are they saying that just humans aren't welcome or something?
right? What
Like, I'm not sure. Like,
Shades of human.
who
I'm
could
not
that
sure.
mean? Hmm.
Which
They're who's unhappy? I want them to point to the who is unwelcome. Tell
Well,
me
you know what?
who
It
is
is
unwelcome.
Idaho, so they've probably never seen a brown person or like a Jew or
They just want to
anyone
for
not
them
white.
with the sign.
So they may not be aware that those people exist or something. I don't fucking know. Like, I'm trying to figure out like the logic here.
It's terrible.
There is no logic.
there is
There's
no
cruelty,
no
logic.
fucking logic.
cruelty is the point.
And it gets and they interviewed because I've been watching this news. The local station is covering this a lot. It's not getting a lot of national news, obviously, but anyway. So they talked to these kids that are now homeschooled. They're two little girls. Well, now they're like 13 years old. but when the family adopted this girl from like Namibia or something, so she's like super dark African child, but beautiful. The kids were the same age when they were when she was introduced to the family, and they're like peas in a pod. Sure.
Oh,
Oh, they're
that's super
in,
precious.
they're so cute, and they talk that just like little kids. Anyway, they're 13 years old. They're so cute. So they are now being homeschooled, even against their parents' wishes, because their parents would rather not. But the kids on the bus, this one evil kid was playing on his phone a whip sound and chasing the black girl to the back of the bus. And the school district is like, kids will be kids. You can't really
See,
learn that from
it
somewhere.
starts with the Jews,
Right?
and then,
Cool.
this is acceptable now, apparently for everybody. And
It
fuck
starts.
all of them.
Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Fuck all of them.
Right? That's just so mean. What is
Like
wrong with that?
I have long been a critic of the way DEI is instituted because it excludes many minority groups that should be viewed, and respected.
Through understanding that deserves some
Yeah,
wonder that are there are misunderstandings about everybody, lots of,
absolutely.
and we
And
need to address
and
that. Amen.
I my goal is always, always, always been to fix the flaws.
Yep.
I've never wanted, not for 1 second, for for this way of, like, the the fair treatment of minorities to be something that goes away.
Right.
You know, and this is why even against, even though, like, it was clear that the Democratic Party in a lot of ways had turned their back on us. I said all through the election that we do need to vote Democratic because that is the best option
Right.
out of like two shit options.
Right. Right.
And this is exactly why I said that,
Right.
because I knew that everybody that was buying into the bullshit that the Republicans were talking about, like fucking, anti-Semitism, it had nothing to do with us other than us being a tool. And fuck,
So sorry. You're right. Isn't it awful?
it is,
It really is. It really is.
it is,
But we're
and
documenting it.
it super pisses me off.
Right. All that work. Think about all that work that everyone's put in.
Yeah,
It's just, it's just maddening. It's maddening. I know, and the cruelty is the point.
exactly, and we've been saying that for like fucking forever.
Yep.
Like, none of the goals that they say they want to do ever gets done.
Yep.
Like, it's only the cruelty that gets done.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, groceries aren't down,
No.
eggs aren't down.
Oh.
We're not getting any more money. If anything, God forbid, this dickwad fucking it does fucking fully institute his stupid tariffs. Like, everything's gonna fucking be more.
Right. The supermarkets are already price gouging. People in Canada,
Yeah,
they only pay like $3 a dozen. We're paying like $6 a dozen. Why? Why?
that's probably the cheapest it's been for a while.
Right, but we're getting gouged, and then and supermarkets are literally reporting record profits like they did
Yeah,
during the pandemic, and we got no. We're just stuck here. We're just stuck paying through the nose for this shit. It's crazy.
yeah.
I mean,
And unfortunately, because we live in the city, we can't have chickens in our yard.
no, no, even that it's harder than you think. Chickens don't just pop out delicious eggs. You got to feed them right. They got to be
No, I know, I
all
know, I know.
pain in the ass.
But still, like,
But
you
yeah,
couldn't
even
even
that's
do
not
it
an option.
if you wanted to.
Not an option.
You
Absolutely
know,
not an option.
we have all these fucking empty lots in our city. Nobody can fucking, till them,
Nope. Right?
you know?
They're private property. Get
Yeah,
away. That's going to be a condo someday, maybe. Who knows? Get away. Scoot, scoot, scoot,
Yeah.
pores.
Yeah.
Move along, pores.
exactly. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
Mm.
It is. It is. They're ripping us off and shamelessly, and there's nothing we can do because we're stupid.
I'm gonna center myself
Oh,
and thank God that I'm a habitual napper.
oh
Did
no,
I tell you guys about that?
you did not. Tell us about your
Oh,
habitual napping.
apparently, if you take more than 3 naps a week, you're a habitual napper.
Oh, I did.
If you are a habitual napper,
Hmm.
you are 67% less likely to have a heart attack or a stroke.
Oh, good for you.
Mm.
That's a high percentage.
I am excessively a habitual napper. I take at least an hour nap every day, and I'm grateful for it
I wish
because
I could.
I will live fucking forever.
Well, good. Then Stevie will take care of me. I hate
I don't know
naps.
if I want to be here the whole term. Looking for early dismissal.
Early
It's like you're winning
dismissal.
summer school or something. Yay! We get to go into
Yay.
summer school.
Here's the thing
Well,
though, like as a Jew, like my survival is like the greatest fuck you to all the fucking anti-Semites out there. And so I do everything in my power to not just survive,
right.
but be the fucking best dickhead I can possibly be.
What's on your
Because
shirt?
I want to make sure that I'm fucking them all in the ass. Oh,
Oh yeah,
Jiu-jitsu.
jujitsu.
I love that one. Sorry, and you're in space.
This is like a Japanese,
Okay, looks like space
like,
over your
Oh,
other
you've got the
side, but I guess
octopus.
it's
Oh yeah,
lots
tell
of
them about the
octopus.
octopus.
Oh yeah, did you hear
yeah,
this? Is fun. We can leave on a fun fact.
what's that?
Um, so for the longest time, you may have noticed in social media occasionally, scientists have noticed that occasionally they'll see an octopus punching a fish in the face, apparently for no reason.
Mhm.
Punch it. Well, we now know what they're doing. Did you hear this? It's
I
kind
believe there's like a cooperation going on, and the octopus is taking a leadership role,
yeah. He's
and it's basically telling him, "Bitch, get out and make my money."
yeah, he is. He train the goatfish to go flush
Mhm.
out things for them or to
Yeah.
spot where they need to go, and then they go and all their little things go into the rock, and then they pull shit out.
Yep.
And then when they lose interest, they punch them.
Yeah, I've known that for a long time
It's amazing. I think
Called
that's a
because
great
I'm a fucking nerd.
It's called octopimping.
Yes, yes, it is. And if it's not, it should be.
the little
They're
things.
wearing
Got a
their
little fur
fur
jacket,
jackets. They got bling. Yeah.
little platform shoes, little cane and one.
Little canes. Like the Dave
My
Chappelle
kid is
character.
right back.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you knew. You're such a nerd.
I know. I
That's
know.
great.
Well, octopus are pretty great. They're
I love
pretty amazing.
octopi.
Octopi.
Octopuses.
Octopanini.
Octopanini. No, I don't
Yeah.
want an octopanini.
Octopanini. Crunchy.
Oh,
Yeah. So what's going on? When is nap time, by the way?
yes.
Mine.
I took a 15-minute nap right before the show because I got up super early this morning.
Uh,
Usually on Sundays, it's right after, like around like between like 4 and 5.
yeah, yeah. That's right.
On Sundays.
Primo.
On Monday through Friday, it is from around 1 to 2.
Okay.
That way I got plenty of time to get up and do extra stuff if I need to before getting John. I've
Mhm,
gotten some work done in the morning, hopefully. I'm able to help get Danny ready for work,
mhm, mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that gives you your break right there. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually go. You don't have. You guys have a cat? Do I remember or no? You don't have a
Yeah, they
cat.
have
Yeah, we have a cat.
Okay.
I
Does
hate
he
my
does
cat.
he sleep with you or no?
No, because I fucking killed a little bastard and I don't trust it anyway.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
Well,
true.
this one likes naps, so he'll follow me into the bedroom and be like, "Yeah, yeah."
My pooch is always naps with me.
Oh,
That's,
nice.
Sometimes I don't want him to if I'm napping like on the couch,
yeah.
but like, I don't mind if I'm up in the bed. So,
Yeah, and
but
he doesn't take up a lot of space, or does he?
the dog, yeah, because
He
he
does.
likes to sleep right under my ass.
Well, who can blame
Like,
him?
It is a very voluptuous ass. Danny seems to like my ass.
Voluptuous. That's a great word.
No, but seriously, like it's not that I mind it. It's like I don't like being crowded.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's hot.
Like, but not even that. Well, Danny sleeps hot, so she makes me hot.
Mhm.
But like that's not why the dog. It's I just don't like things touching me. Live things touching me
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Right. Right.
specifically.
Fair
Right.
enough. Fair enough. I have a quick and just theoretical question, kind of.
Mm.
Um, so if WHYY was having, say, a panelist conversation and they invited one of us in and we didn't want to go because we have other stuff, you have any interest in, I think there might be a price they might pay. I don't know. I can look into it. Would you have any interest in being on a panel at WHYY?
Yeah, that's fine. What's the
Like a
subject?
Saturday
It's
though.
a civic
Oh,
news.
that's definitely fine. Danny's home on Saturday.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'll check out. They sent us an email. It's on the April 5th. But I don't know if they what they need, what they want, and but I think that it would, it could be fun. You had a good time with them.
Probably.
I know you would be very memorable. So obviously go get him, Tiger. But yeah, so we would like to pitch that. So cool. I'll see if they're interested, and I'll get the details. Hopefully, there's the amount of payment. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
I'll look into that for you.
All right, right on.
Right on. All
Cool.
right.
All
Well,
right,
then
man.
I guess we will speak again soon. And thank
Have a
you
good
and have a
have a good
great
week.
nap.
Yeah. And nap and have a good week. Yeah.